everyone, so my name is Julie and I am currently in Raleigh at the campus of Skema in the US. So today I'm going to talk about my experience here in the US as students coming from France. So based on the concept from Erin Meyer, when she states that French people are high context communicator, which means that people coming from France are more likely to express themselves indirectly and not saying things in a direct way to people. And here in the US, she said that they are more low context communicator, which means that people express themselves in more direct way. So at the beginning of the semester, I joined a club where I can share meals with American family to share the culture and just moments. And once at the beginning of March, we had our first meal. And we were like 2 French people, 2 Indian and 2 Americans, so it was very enriching because there were a lot of different culture. And I remember once when Emma, one of the American girl, explained like a story about traveling and everything with her family. And she really expressed directly what she was thinking about Americans between the east side of the America and the west side. I remember she said that people from the southern east are known to be nice and open-minded, while on the west coast people used to don't care about you. So that's a very direct way to express yourself, and I'm not used to it in France, to be honest. So it was like a shock when she said it, but it was very funny. Also, one of the Indian guy that had lived in France for a year, last year, we were talking about France, and he didn't want to say what he was thinking about France because, I don't know, maybe because he is a low context communicator, so we had to read between lines. And that was funny too because sometimes it was like shy to say what he was thinking. So with these 2 moments, I can really saw the difference between the American and the Indian, which really express themselves differently.
Hi guys, my name is Mone and I'm currently in exchange in South Africa. And during my holiday, I went to Tanzania for like 1 month, as first as an English teacher, but also as a traveler. And my arrival in Tanzania was disturbed by some cultural differences that I had to face. I saw a significant cultural difference related to individualism versus collectivism. I come from France, so a country with essentially individualistic culture, so I initially emphasized the personal success and the individual and autonomy in learning, but I quickly realized that it was not the right way to do because it didn't correspond to the process learning of my Tanzanian students. So I think it's very important to understand the dynamic between individualism and collectivism to facilitate intercultural communication. So to give you an example, during group work, I quickly saw that the students help each other a lot and try to understand thanks to the help of each other. So I adapted my teaching method to promote like more teamwork or collaboration among them. So this experience highlighted the relevance of Haute-Sphère cultural dimension in terms of individualism and collectivism in the educational system. And also this experience has allowed me to develop and improve my adaptability, of course. So to compare with Julie's experience as a member of a club, she demonstrated that Americans like Hugues and Emma that she met are more low context communicators, preferring explicit language and a direct expression of their ideas. So I believe that American and Tanzania cultures share similarities because I noticed at school that teachers tend to communicate very directly with with students and among themselves. So in Tanzania, everyone explains their ideas directly as they understand them. And to give you an example, when the teacher let me take over the class, if something didn't suit her or if she disagreed with my learning methods, she would let me know, of course. And one day I asked the student to work independently without the help of each other, and she quickly made it clear that according to her it was not the right way to do, and I had to change. So in summary, in both these cultures, people speak directly without hesitation. This demonstrates a common cultural aspect that goes abroad borders and underscores the importance of authentic importance of communication in everyday life. So I think we can better understand now and appreciate cultural diversity, which promote more positive intercultural communication and relation.
Hello, my name is Marcela. I am 20 years old and I'm a business administration student from Skema, Brazil. I'm currently in an exchange journey in Barcelona. Today, I want to report my encounters in Spain and relate my experience with mods in Tanzania. Like Maud, who adapted her teaching to the collective culture of her students, I navigated the shift from Brazil's communal, lower context style to Spain's individualistic yet high context communication dynamics. As an example, during a night out in Madrid, I had a simple conversation with a local at the club Teatro Barceló, which was to me a profound lesson in cultural nuances. The Spaniards' reliance on pauses, eye contact, and gestures, such as me piro, meaning let's leave, contrasted with my Brazilian directness and clearness. This interaction demonstrated Edward Hall's theory on context. The deeply rooted Spain high context culture required me to read between the lines, a skill that was less emphasized back home. It was an eye-opening moment that underscored the importance of adaptability in understanding and navigating the subtleties of different cultural landscapes. Both my experience and Maud's, even if mine was contrary to hers, coming from a collective culture to a more individualistic one, highlight the rich learning that comes from stepping outside our cultural comfort zones, urging us to become more observant, empathetic, and flexible as we engage within the world.
So thank you, Marcela, for sharing your experience with us. I am Thea Martin-Bekkers, and I'm currently finishing my 4th year of BBA in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am 21 and I come from a little city in the south of France named Grasse. And today I'm inviting you to join me on a deeply personal journey from France to the USA, where I'll share my experiences of cultural shock and the profound lessons I've learned about Glocal awareness. I am currently filming from the balcony of my apartment because it is one of my favorite places in Raleigh. So when I first arrived in the United States, everything felt so different. But I need to tell you that my entry on the American ground in August was not that easy at all. I have had many issues with my flights. I was supposed to land in Raleigh in its little airport, but instead I landed in Chicago, which is one of the biggest airports in America. And this one experience showed me what was waiting for me in the US. I also discovered the American slang, and I need to tell you that every time I talk with a local, I feel I can't talk English at all. When leaving the airport, I noticed how differently people greeted each other, the towering buildings, and even the traffic lights. It was like a sensory overload. But amidst the chaos, there were moments of sheer wonder, like my first time at Walmart. Back in France, I would always talk about Walmart and Target as Disneyland. Those supermarkets are enormous. And another thing that shocked me was like my first football game. It was a spectacle beyond imagination. The cheering fans, the energetic wolf mascots. It was like stepping into a whole new world. And then there was the university campus, and Ciencio feels like a bustling city within itself. The sprawling grounds, the diverse student body, the enormous gym complex, it is both intimidating and exhilarating. Embracing the unfamiliar became my mission. I threw myself into American culture, attending sports events, exploring local hangouts, joining an American family for dinner each month, and joining tailgates, which are like parties before a football game. And each experience taught me something new about myself and the world around me. But among the excitement, I found comfort in the familiar, whether it was reading in the park, taking walks, or sharing coffees with friends. These rituals kept me grounded, reminding me of where I came from. But I need to confess that I miss home sometime. Food here is not as good as in France. Everything is quite expensive, and you cannot do that much without a car, which is really different from where I come from. So yeah, navigating culture shock wasn't easy, but through it all, I've learned the importance of finding balance, of embracing the unfamiliar while holding the essence of who I am. So as I continue on this journey in America, I keep in mind everything I've learned during this course, and let's celebrate our differences and find strength into our shared humanity.
Hello, the country I'm going to tell you about is Thailand, and I will talk about the culture shock I experienced at certain times. So my first culture shock was in Koh Samui, the biggest island in Thailand. I was astonished because first it was extremely humid, but also because I saw 6 to 8 years old people, kids, rowing up on the road, and I also saw whole families, like 4 to 6 people on the same motorcycle. I was very surprised because here in France we have a lot of restriction concerning motorcycle. We need to wear gloves and everything, so yeah, it was my first shock. The second shock was concerning public transport. So in France we are quite nosy, not gonna lie, not very respectful, but it was the complete opposite in Thailand. The train were very silent, very clean, very respectful. I was used to answering the phone or talking to friends, but it's something that I really stopped in streetcars when I was in Thailand. I had also another shock, if I can call it like this, but it was the fact that shoes has to be taken off in some cases when you enter in a shop, for example, in stores for various reasons. So you have religious reasons, customary reasons, or also it's a question of respect. Finally, the last cultural shock I had was the way Thai people are in general. They were very smiling, above all very friendly. It's quite the opposite in my country. I will say in Europe, because they act like as if they had known you for a while, but it's not the case. But it's not the same in my country, in France. It's, quite the opposite, I must admit. Thank you for listening.
I agree with him because I had a cultural shock when I arrived here in the United States. That's true that the buses are very different than the transportation in France. Here we have a line that is for the students of the university, and that's pretty great, and we don't have this in France. Thanks for watching.